Womp womp. Let's see what's going on outside. A calendar. The calendar says it's March. The year is 51. Now, apparently I can access the balcony from outside my room somehow. What's going on over with this yellow thing? There's something on the table. Money. That belong to me now. I'm probably going to do some skipping of loading screens. That seems smart. A thought. The smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Well, 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 what do we have here? If it isn't my shoe. A gust of briny wind washes over you.
There they both are. Two identical shoes. Both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin. Reunited on your feet.
And it feels so good, baby.
Like two baby crocodiles.
How do they fit?
Good. They're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Righto, alright, don't rub it in too much, matey. Fucking hell, let's go back inside. Looks a bit chilly. Righto. Let's go and chat with this nice young lady. Howdy, ma'am.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
Officer? Am I military personnel?
No.
Oh, wait, then why did you call me an officer?
Because you're a police officer, sir.
Are you sure?
I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time.
All this time?
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
And what business is that?
Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
Who in their right mind would let me be an officer of the law?
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else?
Could it be because of the drinking?
That's a fair point.
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Rude. I should get going now.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Very good.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words 1,000,000 times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Before you go, I have some questions for you.
Yes?
What is it that they have against the police here?
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Where exactly is here? Where am I?
You're in a hostel, sir.
No, where are we? Where in the world?
We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Revachol forever, baby.
Forever and ever.
And ever and ever. Out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end. It feels as though low-grade lightning is coursing through you. You must be hypersensitive from the hangover.
Tell me, is it 51 now?
It's 51.
What century?
The current century?
And that's what? What number?
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
How many centuries have there been then?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
What's so funny?
You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Loud disco music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
She raises an eyebrow, waiting for the name to connect with you.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
Yeah, we go on, alright.
I don't know about that. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped, and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this?
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Sorry.
Don't be. I was going out later anyway. It didn't bother me.
Well, then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
Are you sure I wasn't being assaulted?
No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room. A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Please tell me there wasn't anything else.
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then. Around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Thank you, Kalasha. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Looks like she left a nice long stub in the ashtray. It's still smoking. Well, let's move on with our business then, shall we? Nice little hotel we've got here. This is the weekend edition of the satirical newspaper Trompe le Monde. Trump the world, or trumpet the world, possibly? I really love these painted backgrounds. It's amazing how much visual clarity you can get from a video game by having pre-rendered backgrounds like this, like the original, not the original, like the Resident Evil remake, the remake of the very first game. Because that was all pre-rendered backgrounds and then just like a very rudimentary 3D system built on top of it. It still looks so crisp. Summer door closed for the winter. That's fair enough, eh? What's going on over here then, eh? The speaker is connected to the radio. The music is seasoned with static. And what's this when it's at home? A lamp? This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. You there, squire. Pint of the best, please.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. That was disdain in his eyes. Even now he's purposely ignoring you.
Something tells me you don't like me.
Oh no, you're a hero. A real hero cop.
Could the massive property damage upstairs have anything to do with this?
You're being sarcastic.
Am I? Or did you ride in, take the body down, solve the murder, and not trash my hostel room?
I'm guessing I didn't do any of those things.
You're right, you didn't, and it's only taken you 3 days not to.
What have I been doing all that time? Have you seen me around?
No, I haven't seen you around. I'm not always here.
Let's look at the stuffed bird.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall.
Hope that wasn't me.
This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Useful.
The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegoarius skua.
Can I help you with that?
Look, your buddy is over there.
He looks at the doors where a man in a bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor.
Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Right you are then, fella. I'll be off, but first I'm going to read your notice board and you can't stop me. I'm my own man. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. Garfield's Day. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today starts in a man's handwriting. What does that mean? We've got gendered handwriting now, have we? Well, there's my buddy. But here's also some sort of person in a wheelchair. Let's speak to them first.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
She nods towards the man in the orange bomber jacket. Very good, madam.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket
Bespectacled.
is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Hey, you is me.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Ah, okay. So every time it does one of these things, then it comes up with a little tooltip that I hurriedly get rid of because it's annoying. It's showing me the total. I'm going to shake his hand.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Let's invent a name.
Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
It's very, very cool, but maybe just a bit too ostentatious.
No, it's not. Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau is one classy name for one classy cop.
Ugh.
Say it.
My name is Raphael Ambrosius Cousteau.
Yes, well,
He doesn't even process what you just said, just moves on.
Not for a moment does he believe that's your real name. He casts it aside as an intra-departmental joke or a peculiarity he doesn't understand.
it looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days,
Uh.
but you have been otherwise occupied.
Oops. Oh, you mean him? Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
I haven't.
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Best not to lie to our good new friend Kim.
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
No.
So, the body is still in the tree.
Oh, that's right, yes.
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred for the body to no longer be in the tree.
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight.
But
We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
how can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back.
He points to your jacket.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs.
Oh.
What he's saying is, he's not from the rat squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
You mean internal affairs?
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation.
You said, insignia. These white rectangles, you mean?
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
But shouldn't I have a badge or something?
You mean you don't have a badge?
It was not on me when I woke up.
Losing your identification card is a serious matter.
Fuck.